What up, B Squad? It is me, JB, and we are here today, you guys, with another brand new review for Bold and Bougie, Season 1, Episode 4. The episode is titled Damage Control, you guys. Now, before we go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this episode of Bold and Bougie, shall we? All right, you guys, this episode is a lot of stuff with this episode, and it's a lot of stuff that irritated me. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't want to be on here that long to talk about this. The episode it opens up where we left off last week's episode, and that was with Crystal going off on Dr. Princess. And I still stand where I still have the same stance that I had last week. I was on Crystal's side. What I will say is, over these last few episodes, I can honestly tell you that I like Crystal. I like Crystal. And I can also tell you guys that although I still think Tamika is an itch with a B and rude as fuck, I find myself being on Tamika's side as well. The people that I'm going to tell you guys that I'm not feeling, Goshay and Malaysia. I'm not feeling either one of them, right? I'm not feeling Goshay and I'm not feeling Malaysia because I'll get into it about Malaysia. So Crystal and Shad, they left, right? And she told Malaysia, like, I'm leaving because your girl in there is rude and disrespectful as fuck. And, you know, I'm trying to be better and I don't want to, I don't want to fight the bitch, right? And I got where she was coming from. So then Malaysia went back in there where Dr. Princess is, which is she a real doctor? Like, I just want to know that one was a real doctor. Or, is she a PhD or is she a doctor from, a doctor of business, a doctor of psychology? I want to know what she is. I want to know what she is. Because, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I don't know if she's a actual doctor or, just got her, got a doctorate degree. Neither here nor there, but Malaysia went back in there and Princess is completely retelling the story and leaving things out. Because she's saying that they told her she was extra, which Shad did say you were extra, but they didn't call you weird. You just added that on. And she was going to leave out the fact that she called Crystal loose, but then she wants to say that, oh, well, the loose comment was because she said that I was weird. No, ma'am, it was not. Let's not sit there and play that. I honestly hope that these ladies have a reunion because Crystal is owed a lot of apologies. Crystal's owed an apology. And even at the end of this episode, I will say that Goshay is owed an apology from Tamika. But y'all tried Crystal. Y'all really tried it. So next up, we see Tamika, you guys. So Tamika has her friend over to her home. I think her name was something with Ann at the end of the last name. Kim Ann, something like that. So Tamika has a podcast. Tamika, I'm going to say this to you, and this is not to be mean, rude, or shady, right? Girl, I absolutely at this point do believe what Goshay was saying. I thought Goshay was putting 20 on 10, but ma'am, the name of your book is titled Here I Stand. The name of your podcast is titled Here I Stand. You do know that your ex-husband has an album titled Here I Stand, right? Like, your ex-husband Usher has a album titled Here I Stand. That is actually one of my favorite Usher albums of all time. Here I Stand. Oh my God, because it has some of my favorite songs on there. Let me think. Yeah, Here I Stand, because that's the one. But yeah, Tamika, girl, we're gonna have to let that we're gonna have to come up with a different name. That's all I'm gonna say is we're gonna have to come up with a different name. Yep, Here I Stand. That's the name of his album, because you got Love in This Club, Trading Places, Moving Mountains, Love in This Club Part 2, Here I stand. Like, and that's my song of that album. Here I stand. Mm, mm, mm. We're gonna have to talk about Usher later. But yeah, Tamika, come up with a better name. So Tamika's gonna invite the ladies over because she's gonna be doing a live podcast, and it's also for Friendsgiving. I was like, ooh, double whammy. Yeah, you know when you film people, right? You do have to get their consent. Granted, they're on a reality TV show, but this is gonna be on the show, but then you're gonna have something separate on your podcast. And you need to ask for my, permission to use my likeness. Just saying. Pausing here, moving forward, you guys. So next up, we see Crystal in Malaysia. And this is the scene that got under my skin. So Crystal and Malaysia, they're out shopping. So Crystal likes Malaysia style. So I guess she asked Malaysia to come out to help her look at some clothes. So they talked about this Friendsgiving that Tamika's having. Malaysia is going to go. However, she did feel a little way. And I was like, you still feel away from that book signing that she had? Yes. Did Tamika dismiss y'all? Absolutely. And I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later, right? I'm gonna talk about that. So Crystal brought up her, what happened with she and Princess, Malaysia's princess. And she was feeling that Malaysia brought Princess there to basically be her mouthpiece. Now, Malaysia never mind, because you know what though? That could be something that could be something that you could say, right? Because if you even go back to Basketball Wives and Brandy McSeal, Brandy was always kind of like a mouthpiece for Malaysia. Which we all know Malaysia, if she want to get froggy with you, she gonna get froggy with you. Ask Laura Govan, right? So we know that Malaysia is about that life, but sometimes it does look like that she is being passive aggressive and bring people to fight her battles. But I mean, again, we know how Malaysia operates, but I can see how Crystal would feel that way. And so Crystal was telling her, like, your friend came in with negative energy. And Malaysia's like, well, I thought you were the one that came in with negative energy. No, we ain't gonna do that. I think Crystal came in and matched her energy. That's what Crystal did, right? So Crystal said it was just an underlying disrespect for her. And Malaysia said, well, I'm sorry about that. So Crystal said, well, if I invite you somewhere, I don't want you to bring her. And Malaysia was like, well, you don't have to invite me to anything anymore. I was like, how rude. Because she said, you're not going to tell me who I can bring. Well, yes, I am. If it's something that I'm putting on, that I'm hosting, yes. If I say, I don't want your friend, like if I have an event at my home, I don't want your friend in my house, bitch, don't bring that hoe in my house. Because if you bring her in my house, I'm gonna whoop your ass and I'm gonna whoop her ass. And then I'm gonna escort y'all right out of my fucking house. So they ended that scene. I was like, ooh, that put a sour taste in my mouth with Malaysia. I was like, okay. So next up, you guys, we get Goshay. So Goshay is sitting down with the therapist. His name is Dr. K, and she was referred to him by Dr. Heavenly. So she's talking about the relationship with her kids, right, and asking him about forgiveness. Goshay, I think you might want to ask your kids for forgiveness, because the more that I listen to it, your kids, the things that you were providing to your kids, it was things that were provided to, you got you were trying to give them the same things that you got or more than when you were a kid, right? And if you listen to Goshay talk, literally all Goshay talks about is the material things that you did for your kid, right? You don't talk about the fact that you told your kids, I loved you. And I know you love your kids, right? But some people need to hear that. And I feel that Goshay has conflated love. She's conflating love, right? She's using material things to say I love you, but that's not the same thing. Those are not synonymous to each other, right? You can buy me all the gifts in the world. That don't mean that you love me. That just means that you love to shower me with gifts. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. Goshay also talked about the fact that she was, how do I say this word? Yikes. How do I say it? Because I don't want it to get flagged, this video to get flagged. Touched by a person inappropriately. No one believed her. I was like, wow, y'all don't believe kids when they tell y'all that someone touched them in an inappropriate way. I'm glad she's in therapy. We'll pause here and move forward, you guys, and I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up the episode. Next up, you guys, we move over to Malaysia. Now, I had already kind of heard this because I actually watched her interview with Carlos King, and surprisingly, I did, it was a whole hour, and I got off just before just before the end of it. But she did talk about this on his interview where, she is not getting child support from Gennaro, and she's just going to talk to an attorney about getting child support. And the woman is like, stop trying to protect him and get what, because when you got divorced, he was supposed to pay that. So we're going to get that money for you because it's not for you, it's for the kids. And it is what it is with that saying. I'm not upset about it. Go after him. I mean, if he got money, like the woman said, if he got money to do these other things, he got money to help you with these kids. Like, no, we're not going to play that game. So next up, you guys, we see all the ladies as they showed up to Tamika's place, right? When Crystal got there, she spoke, and then Malaysia came in behind her, and Malaysia completely brushed right past Crystal. And I was like, that was rude. And here's the thing. It's like, I get it. No, I don't get it. Let me stop lying. Let me not lie. I don't get it. Because Crystal didn't do anything to you. You were defending your friend, and you're defending what your friend told you. I'll give you that. But Crystal never came at you sideways. All Crystal simply said to you was, I don't want her, and like if I invite you somewhere, I don't want her around. And that's all you gotta say is, I get that, right? You two have an issue with each other. It sounds pretty trivial to me, but I respect that. You don't want my friend around stuff that you do. That's fine. I won't bring her around you. But Malaysia, let's I don't know what to say. Childish. That's the easiest word I can come up with. Now, Tamika's talking to the ladies about arguing in public. I was like, oh my God. This kind of sound like Housewives. This kind of sound like the real season 1 of Real Housewives of Potomac when they talked about etiquette in class and all that kind of shit. It's like, oh my God. I get y'all a women of a certain standard and age, but people gonna argue. Now, Tamika, you're telling the ladies what they shouldn't do. You need to stop being so dismissive and rude, because while Malaysia was talking, you talking about some goddamn coasters. I was like, ma'am, you knew that y'all was gonna drink at this table. Why do you already have the coasters down? It is what it is, right? Now, go Shay. Go Shay, go Shay, go Shay. I get that you may not like Tamika. I don't understand why, but my God, today, girlfriend, you are like a dog with a fucking bone. You just, any little thing with Tamika, you just gonna ram it home. I'm like, God. Another thing I want for the ladies to stop doing is calling Princess weak. Just because Princess doesn't react the way that you guys want her to react, or say things in the way that you want her to say things, it doesn't mean she's weak. There are some people are just not confrontational, and I don't think that Princess is the confrontational type, right? Could she speak up more for herself? Yes. But weak? Nah, I disagree with that, right? Malaysia and Crystal, they made up when they found out that this was a live podcast. Malaysia left, and then Crystal, Goshay, and Princess was still there. Princess got upset with Goshay. Goshay said she was making a joke. Once again, it's this weak comment. Because I guess Princess didn't tell Tamika she was leaving, but I was like, neither did you. So aren't you a little weak yourself? But hey, neither here nor there. But they ended up leaving, and then they told us how they got a text message from Tamika. Now, mind you, she left Malaysia off because I guess someone overheard the conversation where Goshay was talking about the fact that she wasted an outfit, and the fact that, so Princess had a plate in her hand, and she's like, is this ghetto to take a plate home with me? Girl, no. It ain't ghetto to take a plate home. If you want something, if the food was good and the person says take whatever home that you want to eat, it ain't ghetto, right? So then at the end of the episode, we see Malaysia, Goshay, and Tamika meeting up. Now, I'm gonna be on both. I'm gonna be, neutral with this one. because Goshay had some points, and I feel like Tamika has some points as well, right? What I will say with Tamika is the type of person who, once she's over something, she don't really care about anyone, and that's a problem, right? I don't have a problem with the fact that Tamika came at them, said y'all said this, I heard this, that y'all said that. She addressed it right there she addressed it while it was fresh on her mind, and I'm cool with that, right? But where I have a problem with Tamika is when Goshay was sitting with her, Goshay said, I never said anything about your party being ghetto. She said, Princess is the one who said something about ghetto. And Princess was saying, was it ghetto to take home a plate of food? And the producers rolled that back, and that's exactly what happened. And so Goshay was like, tell the person who told you that, stop being so fucking messy. I agree with that. Goshay. Let things, I don't understand what the beef is with you and Tamika, because you try to talk about Tamika, but man, you've done, like, you are just, it's like you nitpicking, right? Because Goshay had a problem with the fact that Tamika said something about, something about her not being married to a woman. Tamika, that was rude as fuck. And that was a dig toward Goshay. Like, that was rude and disrespectful as fuck. But yeah, you guys, that was the episode. Like I said, I didn't plan on being here too long because it's not a bad show. It's just some of the stuff. I mean, I know you need drama and stuff, right? I get it. But it wasn't a bad episode. I will say that it wasn't a terrible episode. Like I said, Goshay got on my nerves in the episode, and Malaysia got on my nerves in the episode. Let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands, you guys. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys later for something else. Bye, guys.